Do you love fall most of all? I do. It was absolutely a beautiful, perfect day for leaf peeping. So come on along with me as I share with you the ride we took up to Buena Vista to have lunch. Today is Sunday, September 26, 2021. So this is fall 2021. And I'm going to share with you some of the cool things about living in Colorado Springs and some of the quick fall drives that you can do to go leaf peeping. Hey, Laura Gallant here with Mountain Prairie Living and powered by ERA Shields. And on today's video, I'm just going to share with you the drive we took up to Buena Vista, Colorado, to look at the leaves. We took a little detour off into Lake George just to kind of check out what was down by the river there. But one of the coolest things to do in Colorado Springs in this time of year, which is the fall, the late September, early October, is when the leaves change. The higher up you go, the quicker they change. We haven't quite started changing here in Colorado Springs, but up past Divide, Colorado and on up, we were seeing a lot of the colors start to change. Now, I'm a California girl and my husband is from Maine, so he'll tell me that these leaves are nothing compared to Maine because we don't have as many maples to create those reds. But there are some drives that I can share with you and tell you about. If you are heading up to Telluride, Colorado, there's a lot more red and orange that goes on in there. We have a lot of aspen leaves turning as we go up Highway 24 to Buena Vista, but it's still amazing. Some of the cool things about living in Colorado Springs in the fall is the weather. The weather here is in September, it's still in the 80s and 90s. As we move into October, it begins to drop down into the 70s and the 60s. And so there's definitely a weather shift and it cools down. Now, naturally, the humidity rate in Colorado Springs specifically, it averages about 50% humidity. There are times during this summer or even early spring when that the humidity is as low as 10%. So when we get cold, it feels quite different than those of you that live in parts of the country where the humidity is high during that cold temperature. So it's we are in an alpine desert area and it's absolutely beautiful weather here. I've mentioned before in a previous video that we get over 300 days of sunshine. So it's a fabulous place to be in the fall. It's a great destination wedding place in the fall for you, not only for the colors, I mean, just spectacular colors in the backdrop of your wedding, but the temperatures are fantastic. So I'm going to share with you some of the video and some of the drive that we took, and you can see some of the leaves. It's just beautiful. So some of the fall drives that you can do, you could go up to Mueller State Park, really quick drive up from Colorado Springs. You can go hiking up there. If you have horses, I believe you can actually ride your horses up in that area and it's absolutely gorgeous. If you go a little bit farther, you can go up like we did to Lake George or over to the Tarryall Reservoir and check out the leaves through there. You could detour out of Woodland Park and go off Highway 67 that connects in the back way to Highway 285, taking you back through and over to the Highlands Ranch area and driving up through that area along the creek and the river there. It's just beautiful. And there's a few little small towns that you can stop and have lunch. That's the cool part about living in Colorado Springs. You can take these day trips and have beautiful scenery, have a wonderful lunch, and just one day to get away and feel like you're outside of the city just for a few moments. There are also some weekend trips that you can take from Colorado Springs. You can head out into Buena Vista and stay overnight, and you can go to the Mount Princeton hot springs there. If it's wintertime, you can go skiing up in a Monarch ski resort up there. But you can also take a drive out more north, and you can go in through Rabbit Ear Pass into Steamboat Springs. And they have a natural hot springs called Strawberry Fields Hot Springs. It's beautiful. We've been there. It's fantastic. The colors, we went last year through Rabbit Ear Pass at this time of the year, and it was spectacular. The bright, bright golds of all of the aspens that we see mainly here in Colorado Springs and up into the mountains was beautiful. So it's one of the cool things to do here in Colorado Springs is to take the drives up and go leaf peeping. Now, if you'd like to know more or get a list of some great places to drive through, or you're visiting Colorado Springs and you just want a little bit more information about that, then feel free to reach out to me. My contact information is below. I am so glad you came and checked out this video. And if you're moving to Colorado Springs, then feel free to reach out to me also. I'm a local realtor here. So thanks so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and check out my next video where I take you through the train tunnels here in Gold Camp Road.